Alrighty then. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually a knife round this time, by the way. Like I said before, the second map was not a real knife round. They kind of just did that to speed up the process. Not that it was the one on Mirage, for the record, but this one's real. So pay attention. Schneider looking to clutch right now. But he's been surrounded, so as you can tell, it's not going to go very well. FaZe wins the round, and with that, they will be getting their side choice. It's Dust2 though, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's all up to preferences. But based on the way that Godsent just played that T side, I'm guessing they don't want to do it again. Thankfully, it's Dust2, so it's not going to be as complex, but still, obviously we want to have them avoid that for a bit of time to avoid tilting and whatnot. Obviously not. I'm just making up small talk, because it is almost 6 in the morning. But anyway, Godsent will get themselves started here in the pistol round. And AZ, what is this? AZ just pushing himself up mid, wasting no time. Does put a stop to it when he spots a player crossing T-spawn. But we also have the 2 players moving up fast cat as well. So a lot of pressure in mid there to actually deny the guys from Godsent that early pressure over here. But there's not really going to be a follow-up from Godsent to try and retake it. It's really still just Schneider playing around with the jump across. But as we move back here now, again, it's all very, very silent for what we would normally expect for a pistol round. And unfortunately for Schneider, he just keeps bringing his HP lower and lower. But I think Godsent are going to be happy with just trying to go for a bit of a long execute. Here's the problem, though, is that so they haven't spotted that pressure anymore. Jacob is pushed all the way up, and he's going to cross around Suicide, which lines up a sort of pseudo-flank, or at the very least he just denies the bomb from being picked up. Can't see exactly where it is at the moment, but there we go. They move back out to pick it up. Here's the thing, though, is there it goes. It gets denied. Now they've lost bomb control, and this is just a hot mess for Godsent. They're going to fall back out once again, but oh, Jacob gets the clothesline kill against Pronax. And now one more to go, sitting inside. The 2 are going to try to push from lower, but it's still a bit contained. As they're going to move out here. So long as they spotted it, they should be able to call info here. Crim's moving into box Jacob, though. Jacob in a battle, but he's going to lose it to JW. And Crim's moving out there, too. He also shuts down Rain. Good for Godsent to get back control, and it goes into a 3-on-3. And they still don't necessarily know where the hit's coming in yet, but they're going to go right into the battle zone here at mid. Allo looking to move out and get some damage done. He's going to find that kill. Trades the damage onto him down to 64 HP, but he escapes with his life. And now gives FaZe a very large man advantage. They push back out, though, and again, they're going to try to overwhelm AZ. AZ's running. He's not going to get away. He needs the support from Allo, but Allo can't hit anything from this range. Thankfully, AZ got out, but Allo himself had to jump out of there, too, and now it's still going to be AZ on his lonesome here, trying to deny pressure on the site. Nobody's hitting anything with these pistols. There's AZ finally with another pickup. He's going to move in. Flusha focusing on the plant right now, but AZ could not get close enough there. He's going to wait for Allo to move back in so they can double pressure it, but Flusha finds that first kill. Our apologies. Allo will get the trade, however, after Flusha gets that first kill. So Allo closes things out. FaZe will be able to pick up that first pistol round here. And with that, they are going to be moving ahead. And once again, finalizing themselves. Keep in mind, by the way, guys, in case anybody was curious, this is not like double elimination or anything. This is just a straight 8-team seeded bracket. So if you lose one best of 3, you are out of the running, and you will not be at ESL 1 New York. So this would be a bit of a very unlucky, not necessarily unlucky per se, but this would be a bit of a bad streak for Godsent. Assumably they lose this map, and then they not only fail to re-qualify for Pro League after the roster shakeup, but also miss the qualifications for ESL 1 New York. It'd be a shame for FaZe as well, but for Godsent, after such a big change and such big prospects for themselves, to miss out 2 very big events like that would be a very unlucky streak indeed. But again, we're going to see a lot less pressure from FaZe this time now. They do have the edge over Godsent. Most of them are just going to go for that usual mid-stack, and Pronax will move over towards Cat to investigate things a little bit. For the most part, that's very, very passive from FaZe. No one really even hanging out in mid or anything. Rain kind of having a more passive hold on it up here on the ramp. He can also punish from elevator, and that's what he's going to do right now. The jumping kill with the SMG. Even looking to punish the second player, but oh, I'm surprised. It doesn't catch Rain, though. It's the mid-air swing shot there to shut out Schneider. And Allo peeking from Goose. Yeah, this hit's not going anywhere anytime soon. Good thing for Godsent is they didn't go for a really big investment on this one. It was mainly just those upgraded pistols. So they get shut down 5 kills for none. But at the end of the day, they didn't go for the full force buy here, so it's not the end of the world. And now, of course, is where things are going to matter a bit more. Just chuck that last round in the bucket, focus on this one. The problem is that because they did actually go for those upgraded pistols, they are going to be working with minimal utility. Working into this first gun round, of course. But they still have 2 players on FaZe with SMGs, so it gives them a bit of an advantage. Unfortunately, though, that advantage got kind of ducked if you remember that round back on Train when they won with 5 SMGs versus the first 5 AK buy we saw from Godsent. So we'll see how this one pans out, but Flush is got a good position to punish AZ. Flashbang moves in there, but he can't hold himself, and that's the bomb again in an overexposed position, and they're going to lose at the beginning of this round. They've now got to put all that pressure back in the tunnels. The good thing is that FaZe really didn't decide to defend it, so they're going to let them retrieve it, but still, lose that bomb twice in a row. It's not going to be good record so far for Godsent. Very unfortunate indeed. But nonetheless, it does go back into their hands, and they'll retreat to this mid stack once more. But Crimson Schneider do get a free path out through the mid door, and again, AZ kind of waiting here. See if he can catch any of these guys. Just going for the jump cross. There you go. Spotted something. He knows they're out here. Doesn't know if it's pushing into this site just yet, however. Al is going to confirm that it is going to be a cat hit. Spots Pronax moving out. And JW is kind of going to cancel his movement for now until he gets the group back up, which will be pretty fast. They're already good to push back in here. And at the moment, Al is alone. He's got to call for help from long. And oof, swings out wide. That's where JW is going to punish. Finishing him off, and that opens up the site. Now it's going to be a bit rough for FaZe to retake this. They're working from the bottom up here. Hopefully Godsent are a bit slow about their planning situation. But they're also going to push aggressively back out on Cat, too. We've got Schneider and JW holding in this position, and it's a double stack. Just around the staircase here. JW kind of holding back with that flashbang. Hits Schneider. JW, though, peeking out, grabs 2 and the 3rd. And then Crims finalizes it. Godsent on the board much earlier this time. They win their 3rd round force buy. And with that, FaZe are going to be brought back down. They've got plenty of caps, though, so they shouldn't have a problem reinvesting. Op comes into the hands of Alu. Should have enough for armor as well. The only SMG that's going to stick around will be on Jacob, but they all go up to M4s. So the nightmare is not over yet for Godsent. They still need to be able to pick up this round to be able to really solidify themselves and obviously start racking up some more rounds onto the board and hopefully need that lead back to keep their chances for qualification much more alive, I guess we could say. Alu finding that first shot, though, back through the mid doors, shuts it out, but also aggressive pressure out from the long doors from Pronax eliminates Jacob early on. So it's even traded back out into a 4v4. And Godsent with the with us having Alu actually pushing through the mid doors. It looks like most from Godsent are just going to cross back through T-spawn and group up here in the tunnels, moving out towards B. AZ here still watching Alu with Alu for the mid push, but there's nothing going to be coming in, so you've got all that pressure focused on Kiyoshima. Oh, that smoke is great for him. He gets that second kill completely through the smoke against Schneider. A guess, essentially. And now look at this. Pronax the last one alive. He does grab that kill against Kiyoshima, but beyond that, it's a shutdown from FaZe. And that, of course, will reset Godsent once more. Won't be able to invest here. Still are going to be looking to pick up just the upgraded pistols this time. Again, just kind of rounding the money a bit so they can more than likely go for an investment next time. But after that, obviously, we won't be seeing too much. And this is very direct on the peak from JW. Trying to see if he can find someone, but more aggressive pressure from FaZe up mid. They've been doing this in almost every single round so far. So no time whatsoever. There's Kiyoshima with another little dip into the top area. Found Schneider, even more. JW goes down too. This round's not going anywhere for Godsent. Eco is again the problem here. They're just not impacting whatsoever on them. And with that, FaZe is going to be able to continue to sort of rock ahead Godsent now. Godsent are going to head over once again just into the split now, and we'll see Kiyoshima. There's gonna be another mid brush, and the moment Schneider wasn't really prepared for it. Kiyo, though, wrapping around again. They don't suspect it. There's the bomb once more too. He's not gonna stick for it, so it'll be retrieved by Godsent. But Pronax also moving in to try and shut out Kiyo. They grab the trade much faster this time, but they have to start denying that mid pressure. This is the 3rd round in a row, possibly 4th. I'm trying to remember exactly when they kind of put a stop to it. It was probably that first gun round, but this is easily the 4th round, I think, in total where they've gone for mid pressure, and it's ended up working as a net advantage for FaZe. So once again, it'll be done. They spot that pressure in mid, and they're being really cautious about it too, so it also slows down the pacing of the hit. And check out Jacob, also in the long doors right now. A spot they may not even suspect him. So Pronax decides to push in there. And that might be an easy battle for Jacob to win, and the rest of Godsent. Well, there we go. Alu lines up the headshot on Xbox. This is the second follow-up, but he's still alive for now. Jacob also going to molly up, prevent these guys from pushing in long doors. Just trying to make it look like he's still on the outside, but he gives away his position very quickly. He even had himself trapped in there too, but no one from Godsent follows up, and he's allowed to fall right back there, and now he can support the A side if he wants to. But even that's been denied too. Flusha doesn't grab anything on the way in here. They get Molly back out. He'll look for a repeat possibly in a moment. But Rain is very much ready for this, as the other two are going to start to push their way out through the long doors there. Alu holding two. There's the shot from him. Again, the bomb goes down. He sees the shadow of the other player pushing back out there. Hasn't been able to execute just yet. So JW will fall back once more, but now he's lost bomb control, and he just lost his teammate. Not a whole lot for JW to do. He's got the op in hand. Better to save that. Run away. Keep that in check for the next round. The money is absolutely abysmal. $650 for the entire team until they get their losing bonus right here. So he's just going to focus on keeping that off so they have some sort of semblance of power going into that next one. And even the money's even rougher beyond that too. Is the other issue too, is even with the losing bonus that they do manage to pick up right here, their buys are still just going to be upgraded pistols. So that op, I highly doubt it's going to have much effectiveness because of that. It won't really be supported that well. They won't really be able to set anything up for the op. And since he's not on CT side, he's basically just got to hunt for these kills that come his way. And again, the same usual opener from Godsent. FaZe once more at the same time, kind of just splitting their own guys up as they have for quite a few of the past rounds. You can see though that they're moving much more fast. They're moving much faster over here on towards Cat to try and push up to the A-bomb site where Al's got the close car angle held, ready to execute these guys in the event that they do push in. And Jacob watching from long. There's still a bit of a delay on it, of course, with those pistols. They're just going to have to go for an all-in hit, but after making some noise at Cat, they're going to drop back down. A 4-man push at the moment in through the mid doors. Rain sitting behind the boxes. Also waiting for the peek to round the corner here. Flashbang, and it destroys them all that are peeked out. 2 easy frags for Rain. Looks for the third one, and he's going to grab it in an even 1v1 against Flusha. So just like that, the hit's dead. They've even got JW boxed in. There's no saves this time on that up. They're just going to try to peek this at the same time. Nice enough by Rain. Baits out the shot, and he shuts it down. Great team support there, too, with that flash coming back in from the B-bomb site. Wrecked all of them. That first peek from Rain was just easy pickings. The third one, a bit more complex, of course, with the even one-on-one, but he's got the gun advantage. And then that final kill, just baiting up the shot. Nicely played, and indeed, Godsent will continue to get nowhere on these ecos. Another gun round where they may yet have another chance to try and close this out, but at least try to put another round on the board. But beyond that one round they picked up, it hasn't looked so great. Although, there we go. There's a good start from JW. Starts us off with a frag onto AZ to eliminate him, taking him out of the picture. And now for Jacob as well. Pushing back up with a teammate to try and support, but Alu here lining one up. Suicide, and he grabs JW to eliminate him. Knocks him down, looking for more in a moment here too, and again he clips it. Alu, it's almost like JW and Alu have managed to trade off their power between these past two maps. Back on Mirage, it was definitely like a full game for JW, but after this, it's just been Alu on both Train and over here on Dust2, picking up these great shots and just denying everything from Godsent. Nonetheless, that we will eventually go down as we get ourselves into the 3-on-3 situation. It does appear as though Godsent is favoring the hit over here towards the A site, where Jacob is left to his own devices, but he's doing pretty damn good so far. Picks up Flusha and Crims. And another hit, which would have gone well, just really looking at the math of things, has gone the crapper for Godsent. He's now alone in a 1v3, and as he peeks out, there's Keo now armed with the op. Picks up the gun from Alu, carries in the power with it, eliminates Pronax, and it's a 7th round for FaZe. And finally, just to note that too, I brought it up, I think, at one point during the first half, but finally we see a pause from Godsent. We never once saw one back on Train, despite them going 14-1 in the first half. And now they're finally going to do one when they're at 7-1. Interesting scoreline. When they're at 7-1 down on this third and final map, Dust2. Possibly the reality of what exactly is going on here, just settling in. The fact that they are down this much, and considering this is only a single elimination event, that they may be getting nixed from another event if they do not manage to pull this back together, round these rounds from the back, and try to tie this up and take the lead and just take this map in general. They need to deny FaZe and push themselves into the semis against either Mouse Sports or Gambit to be able to earn that spot in the finals, of course, where they have another battle waiting for them against one of our teams from the bottom 4 currently fighting. We do get them paused pretty quickly. And Godsent are just going to be on another Tech 9 round, unfortunately, which we've already seen how well these have gone. Granted, they've got a semi-decent amount of utility to try and use here, but this isn't the biggest problem. It's this aggression from FaZe that continues to knock them down one by one. And we're going to see it once more, but it is actually denied. In fact, 2 very fast kills from Godsent to actually stop a lot of that mid-pressure. Now they're going to move out onto the A bomb site here, not wasting any time at all. Jacob, though, has got him lined up. Nobody's paying attention to the site. A good op shot brings him down to 18 HP, and Flusha finishes it off. But again, we're even. And now Kiyoshima can push in pretty quickly and hold off in CT, throwing the Molotov back over onto the bomb site. It won't bounce into the position where Flusha is planning, so he'll be safe to jump back down and take his stead as well. But also waiting for AZ to get into a spot, and he doesn't even check that left corner. Crims grabs that kill for free. Keo wants to trade. Good jump shot, but he jumps the second time, and Crims reads it from a mile away, so Crims is going to punish there, finishes off the round, and we do see that second pickup from Godsent on the Tech 9 buy. These ecos for the past, for the entire half so far have been absolutely horrible, and finally something comes together. And finally FaZe as well get punished for that mid-aggression that they've been using. It's really the first round where it's actually turned against them, and Godsent have been able to capitalize on it. But again, this does become a question of consistency, since this happened a lot to FaZe back on Mirage. We saw them pick up one round and then immediately got it traded off, and their T-set economy was just all over the place because of that. Godsent even had, similar issues because they weren't getting plants, even though they had full losing bonus back on Train. It's just been really a bit of a mess as far as the buys have gone from round to round on both maps. Godsent back on Train, and FaZe, of course, back over on the first map, but very quick maps too, which is orthodox considering the caliber of these two teams. It's been traded 1 for 1. But Godsent again stacking up in mid, and it's a much more restrained FaZe now. Not wanting to go out for that pressure. Range is holding outside. We're seeing if there's going to be a mid to B split. The only real area where they've got a lot of pressure moving in is going to be Jacob over towards the long doors, and obviously Alu supporting that. But this does leave a cat hit wide open. And basically FaZe, if this is a cat hit, we'll be playing retake right from the get-go, should they decide to move for this. And they are going to go for it. Rolling up to the site now. Rain's going to move in pretty quickly. The drop down, though, from Flusha, and it works. Shuts out Rain. That opens things up even easier for these guys. Alu would push past the smoke, but he's got to call that off now because Rain's gone down. So he'll wrap himself around the corner. Pronax is trying to hit something here, too, but AZ shuts that one out. Bit of a glimmer of light for FaZe. Unfortunately, AZ won't be able to do all that much, and Alu scoping out one of them. Kiyoshima finishing off Flusha. And AZ jumping back up, still with 14 HP, but he grabs a kill. A few more trades happen on the site, and all of a sudden it's in Schneider's hands, but he grabs that first one against Jacob, and now he's got to worry about his AZ. Picks up the M4. It's only got 1 bullet in it, though. Just hoping he'd have a little bit more to work with there. AZ looking to push close up. He knows where he's at. Tapping onto the bomb to force Schneider out. He hasn't seen him push over here towards the corner, but he can hear him, and oh, the jumping shot from AZ. Schneider tried to do it to him, but AZ gets much better positioning. Very well played by him, and he will close out the round for FaZe. So there we go. FaZe find the reset once again against Godsent. That's what we wanted to see here. And why does the bomb have a pistol skin? That was a bit of a bug. Anyway. Godsent go on to another force up. And also, we see a great opening shot from JW to shut out Kiyoshima. Gets dinged through the door, down to 21 HP. Thankfully, he won't have to deal with any pressure out the tunnels for very long. We do still see the rest of Godsent now pushing up to Prime for that mid-execute once again here. Working its way probably on towards Cat, since that's been going a lot better for Godsent. I'll stick with it for a little bit longer, but they still hold away from this one at Jacob. Also just trying to prevent long pressure, but he knows it's coming. They've got a couple players lined up. The smoke just been reapplied, though, so unless they want to push through that, they are going to have to go for an all-in Cat, which, again, is paved way for them. They've left it open on the FaZe side of things, but they've already been able to retake this one once. Rain, unfortunately, can't see anything from the back here. Trying to peer on top of the smoke, but he's not being given much. Just going to wait for his teammates to rotate in. Nobody dropped down this time from Godsent, so they're all up on top of the platform there, with the exception of JW, of course, who rotated back out from long and is trying to stop mid-pressure, which he's going to succeed at doing. Finds AZ to start us off, and the rest of FaZe are moving up very haphazardly, but here comes Kiyoshima. He's spotted, though, and he's still looking towards top mid, so at the moment, these kills are all going to Godsent, although we do see 3 trades from FaZe. That's the long pressure paying off, finally. JW does pick up one, and Alu, how are you not dead right now? What? Pronax, how do you mess that up, my friend? Unfortunately, he cannot find the Tech 9 kill against Alu, and he gets a no-scope. The good news is, of course, for the guys on Godsent, they're still going to win out this round. Alu kind of did that move there with way too little time on the clock. And JW and Alu, the 2 oppers, are going to escape this round. It will be a third for the T's, and it will bring the money down to a very dangerous point for FaZe. Nonetheless, though, the bye will be in place. We'll see if they can hold it back again. They're 1 for 1 now and sort of playing the more passive style on A. Just having Alu out here to assist with a long hit. And the other kind of kicker against this, too, is that they've been focusing on long pressure, but there hasn't really been any long pressure to worry about as of yet, despite them doing this for 2 rounds now. Really only 1 or 2 players pushing in. And Alu's starting to be a bit more cautious of it, as we can see now. Moving back to the site a bit earlier. Try to support for that cat or fall back, but you can see, again, it's a split from Godsent. They are still cautious of that mid-pressure, which FaZe was very fond of towards the beginning of this half, but stopped doing, as that was really one of the first big pickups that we saw from Godsent after the pause. They haven't really tried to push mid too heavily since then. Now Godsent are going to be the ones to investigate and really push through those doors first. The initial pathing is wide open for them. It's just when they wrap the corner, that's where Rain or some of the players in the B side will be waiting. And it's down to 50 seconds now. They will have to make this decision very, very soon. But still no solidification on it just yet. And also, here's the other thing. Bomb may be lost here early, too. In comes AZ. Spots Flusha. There you go. They now know where it's moving in from, but he's not going to stick around. They know they have to go with 35 seconds. There's no way they're sending a second player up there to retrieve that, rolling all the way back on a cat and still getting the plant, especially if they have players on the site itself. But still, the slow rotation. And Crims with an easy one-tap, trying to cut off rotations now that they try to commit to this one, but they actually are going to fall back to this one. And they may have just enough time to be able to get up to that bomb site and find the plant. Yep, looks like it, but they can't delay at all. If anybody moves back and tries to stop them, then it is going to stop them from getting that plant. Thankfully, Pronax still picking up kills, and Rain is spotted down below. He does clip 1, brings himself down to 22 HP, but that bomb is on the site and is going to be planted with just about 6 seconds left on the clock. Kiyoshima rolling back in there, finds JW. Looking for more, however, there's only 2 up and running for Godsent now. One of them way back on long, and it's not really planted for it as far as I can see. Move in. Pronax, though, catches Rain out in the open, and what? Rain doesn't manage to spot him. He's still obscured by the smoke, apparently. So AZ left alone in this one in a 1v2, but that's the first pickup and the second one. And AZ is going to clutch this out for FaZe. And we'll go up once again, continuing to rise, and the Godsent get reset once more, as that somewhat horrible process does continue for Godsent. Just going to be going again into the force-up, however, to buy out what they do have, and then they'll work from the bottom. The money is still very low for FaZe. It's worth it in this case, as if they can still win the round, they can reset the CT economy. We're getting close to the end of the half now, and FaZe still does have a very commanding lead. This needs to be a win-out situation for Godsent, and they're going to go right out long. We're going to take control of the pressure here. Jacob picking up that first kill. He follows it up with a second. The only one that's down from this situation has been Rain so far, but Jacob will finally be eliminated by Schneider. So those 2 rolling, but obviously this has bought plenty of time for FaZe to move in. And he's going to boost up Kiyoshima here, too. Godsent gives it up, and, well, this could be dangerous for Alu. Misses that first shot. Schneider survives. And Alu spotting both of them. He's just going to fall back and call for some help from AZ. Let Godsent go for their cross. Again, they've got that man advantage. They don't want to lose it. No reason to take those extra risks and going for the battles, and patience ends up being a very big virtue for the guys on FaZe, as Alu finds another pickup against Schneider. It's just JW now, and looks like he's going to go into the B site, where actually pressure's been lightened up quite a bit. I think Kiyoshima's got the read on it, though. He's going to move back in. Look for the spot against JW. He'll get the battle. Can he actually win it, though? And in fact, he does. JW not ready for it. Another victory picked up from FaZe as they continue to rocket ahead here now, 10-3. Godsent have already used their pauses. No more time for that. Their money's in the dump. There's only 2 rounds left in the half. More than likely, again, as you can see, it's just going to be a full save on this round, and they'll buy out whatever they can around this 2K mark going into that final round of the half. But if this ends up going 12-3 once more, then it will be a very rough second half indeed. There's Rain with a quick kill against Pronax, and they go right back to that mid-pressure too. FaZe really good at actually weighing this in and out. Like I said, there's really only been 1 round, but they royally kind of messed it up. It ended up losing the round because of it, but they know on these ecos that they can punish them, especially these types here. There's basically 0 investment from Godsent beyond P250s. JW is already the last man standing, and he's just tuckered in a corner, hoping to get some damage in on these guys. He's been spotted, however, and doesn't really find any good damage. Alu out in the open there. Bit of trouble actually finding that shot. Maybe making it a bit tricky. They want the knife, but unfortunately, Rain won't get his knife. AZ's just going to deny that in FaZe. They're going to pick up an 11th round here. The final buy from Godsent on their T side. It's looking a lot like their 3rd round buy that we had move in before. They actually won. A bit more utility in the mix this time around at the very least. They have smokes for the whole team, but only 4 flashbangs beyond that, whereas FaZe are full bot, of course. And Godsent are heading 4 players into the tunnels, wasting no time with this one either. Let's see if they actually follow through with the hit. Looks like they're not. Again, just going to work their way down through mid. This will be good though to try and deny that mid pressure if we were going to see FaZe go for it, but I don't think they wanted to test it after they got upset on it by working it in their gun rounds anymore. So they still just decided to sit back on this one, and they'll let actually Godsent once more funnel out through mid if they should decide to. It's been a really long time since we've actually seen them try to do this, so it's a mid to B split, and this specific strat is something we haven't seen them do in the entire half yet, but as they move in, 2 for 1 in the favor of Godsent. Now JW finding a third. Looking likely to be a 4th round now. Zali tries to pick some of these guys off through the door, but there's nothing to be found for him with that smoke in the way. Jacob also leaping in too. It catches Crims in the back, actually. And now for Alu. With him and Jacob, instead of splitting it up, are both just going to work their way up to the door. Go right for it. That nade bounces low. That's going to be JW. Oh, yeah, it's actually just a little bit too far off. So JW does survive that. Flashbang across here. JW is not going to peek it, and it won't really hold Flusha back. He knows he's sitting here right around, or apologies, won't really hold Alu back. He knows he's sitting here right in the corner, hunting for the shot. He also baits out more positional info from Schneider back by the tunnels. But oh no, he's caught. It's perfect timing on the push from JW. And Schneider also is going to finish that one off. So FaZe go 11-4. Still a great half for Dust2 on their CT side. And now all it's needed is those 5 little rounds, and then they have themselves a position in the semifinals. They'll be 2 more sets away from the European qualification spot. ESL 1 flow. Like we mentioned earlier, guys, just to give you some more info on the event itself for anybody who hasn't been keeping up with things. It's going to be on October 1st to the 2nd. We have a $250,000 prize pool lined up for it at the Barclays Arena in Brooklyn, New York. We already have SK, G2, Team Liquid, Virtus.Pro, Navi, Fnatic attending, and we're going to have our 2 qualified teams decided, one for Europe, one for North America, over the next week or so. The European one's being decided today, the North American one, because of the flurry of matches, and it'll kind of just be played out over the week, I believe, or over possibly the next 2 weeks, the exact time frame. But yeah, amongst that, obviously here in Europe today, we're having Godsent FaZe play right here. Got Gambit, Mouse Sports, Envy and Flipside, Dignitas and Astralis, and then for the North American qualifier, it's C9, CLG, Echo Fox, TSM, Optic, Energy, and Complexity, along with the Immortals playing for the North American seed. FaZe, though, will get themselves into the pistol round, and for JW, gives himself away there at the beginning of the round, tries to go for that damage. Again, Flush also peeking out here. There's a good nade that bounces in. Flush also finds that kill, but Kiyoshima responds. They get back their bomb control very quickly, but they do know it's on the way, so fast rotation from Godsent. That's not going to matter though if they can't hold it. Pronax can't peek out there. He's completely flashbanged, and FaZe with great control have also just pushed Schneider back into CT spawn 2. It'll be a 1v4. Schneider having to roll away from this one. He's even being tagged as he falls back, and well, Luke is waiting outside. It's AZ. Making this little zoom back perspective of that kill, thanks to the auto director. As FaZe do pick up the pistol, and they are well on their way to eliminating Godsent, and again, keeping them out of the hands of another big event. Pro League has already been knocked out of their way because of their best of 3 versus Virtus.Pro, and well, now it may be FaZe that denies them of another event. Not even going to be a very heavy investment at all from Godsent into the second round either, just the upgraded pistols themselves. JW tries to hold a close corner with a deagle, but Rain is going to be able to punish that while he's still out in the open. The only other player still sitting here on the A bombs that will be Flush, the rest are spread amongst. They've tried to actually do a lot of this aggressive movement that we're seeing from FaZe. It's Schneider that's pushed into lower, basically for free, as we have just a very, very big stack of players from FaZe here outside and within the long doors area. They'll get out long for free. Godsent have gone with a bit of an instinctual rotation, though. They've left Schneider in lower, and they've just left the B bomb site completely empty. So it's good at the moment, but now we've got players rotating back out of it too. Which is where this could die out just a tad. Its efficiency. Crims, regardless, though, look for a peek on long in a moment. He spotted the big push. That should call them back in, or at the very least, probably they have a better watch on mid to start lining up a retake position. As they're going to roll right up there. Flush being brought down to 5 HP. Trying to hold. He actually grabs another kill against AZ. Looking for a couple more, but he cannot grab it. Jacob is going to be able to finish him off, and they know there's more sitting back down by CT. They wanted to go for a very aggressive retake. With a great lineup on a Rain, but he doesn't grab the shot. With Jacob eliminating Schneider, you know exactly where Crims is playing from. Jacob's going to jump down. They want to waste no time with this. They want that semifinal spot. So they're going to move in, and they will pick up their 13th round. And of course, for Godsent, after the upgrades there, they will wait once more. Just P250s across the board for the most part. A couple random nades showing heads as well. Third round, certainly not going to be looking great, and in all reality, Godsent only having that one gun round to deny FaZe of getting up to 15 rounds now. Very fast up mid again. Good nade response that actually holds Jacob away, but there we go. He's going to push right for it. Jacob lining up 2. They're gonna look for the third. Has to trade up to the pistol, however. And it becomes a bit more of an awkward duel, but Flusha down at 6 HP. Actually reverses it, though. Takes out Jacob. Won't last for very long. Alu immediately takes him down, and FaZe get up to 14. And so this is it. This is the big gun round here. Godsent really having to invest everything in this, and they even risk it too by sending JW onto the glass cannon up by, with the other four just going for their regular rifle pickups. FaZe are also just going to go for AKs, and interestingly enough, AZ having the confidence enough to still work with a Mac 10 here. Very fast up cat. There's no pressure from Godsent, so the initial area is under the control of the T's very fast. But Flusha holding just at this little arch here on the A side of CT spawn. Can fall back and try to punish players pushing in. However, his attention at the moment is drawn a lot more towards mid, where FaZe obviously on the gun round itself are looking to play around with the sights a little bit more, and obviously just try and draw attention to either one if they can. We've got the two players in upper tunnels, but the bomb moved in lower right now, so trying to punish anybody moving in there for intel too. Any advantage that these guys can get early on in the round, they're going to hunt to do by splitting themselves up like this. But it does appear as though the bomb goes very decisively back into the B site, which would lead this to be a mid to B take. The guys on FaZe, and they've got two in the site ready to go. Crim's also kind of hugging outside to watch for that mid pressure, and they've got Flush here too. Smokes and everything rolling into the A site though. And we're going to see in a moment here, AZ going for the drop down. That doesn't pay off though. Flusha, he spots it, he knows they're on the way. He's called out some of the rotations. Rain grabbing that trade on the Crims, but good nade response from the mid area. Alu hunting out Schneider. And with Crims' death also here, it's left the guys from Godsent in a pretty peculiar spot. But Pronax pushing out from long. He finds Jacob, trades him down. They'll put things into a 3-on-3. However, FaZe have full control of the B-bomb site. And Rain is going to be in this position in the tunnels. Unfortunately for Keo, he pushes right out into the clutch of the flush up, but a missed stop shot from JW gives Rain another opportunity. That shuts it down. We're even once more. The bomb is ticked away quite a bit here, and they're going to start to move in. Rain wins another duel, but he's very low. However, in that time, Alu kind of got his vision back, and he peeks out and shuts down Pronax. Kept himself quiet, and that's basically it here now. FaZe win that very important gun round, and we're just going to be on forced territory for Godsent here. SMGs for two of them, a shotgun on Schneider. Don't even know if Flush is bought yet, but Pronax also picking himself up an SMG. It's just going to be another SMG, or probably Pronax picking himself up a rifle, but Flush just will go for an SMG here now on what may be the final round of this set, and well, that's a bit unfortunate. Let's pretend we didn't see that. FaZe are going to group up here and just work their way over here towards the mid area, that same mid stack that we've seen teams become very, very fond of. And Flusha, he'll try to get a bit more aggressive here. You see AZ kind of trying to jump across, but really just baiting out Flusha, trying to get a good idea as to where he's playing from now. They're also, here's the thing too, is Godsent are playing this really aggressively, so this entire defense force just gets crushed if they peek out all together, which it looks like at the moment FaZe are going to do. It's one big, massive mob. The only exception being Rain, a bit more in the back, I think, to push long. Thankfully for Godsent, everybody has kind of evacuated out from the immediate area on Cat there. We saw Flush move away from that one. He's back down just outside of CT, but this big push is going to get them site control so quickly. JW, he'll have to try and hold against this massive army that's about to push into the site. And here we go. Now, he even knows it's a big push, so he tries to hold, but Molotov is going to flush him out of position. He's hiding behind it. He's not even going to want to give away himself, despite the fact that he's this close. So rounding out, denied, and not is but Rain. Again, whack over there. Picks up that kill against Pronax. Only 3 still up for Godsent. Flusha will go down. Schneider and Crim's the last 2. Crim's finding something, but he's out in the open. It's easy pickings with Schneider. Well, that shotgun's not going to do so well at that range. Godsent close it out, guys, and with that, or apologies, we will see the closeout right there, and with that, that's going to end this set. And that will claim our first semi-finalist here. So congratulations indeed are in order to the side of FaZe, who will be taking this one 2-1, knocking Godsent out of another qualification round. And that will also end our first quarterfinal round here, guys. We on this channel will be casting the next stage following up this game. So that is going to be, I should actually check here to see if the winner of that other one has been declared just yet. It looks like has not. So the other game that is going to decide who we go up against next, guys, is still going. That's Gambit versus Mouse Sports. The winner of that one is going to face off against FaZe. And basically, the best of 3 for the semi will start as soon as, or just probably a few minutes after this other quarterfinal is done. So if you want to go check that one out, we should be able to provide the link to that in the chat somewhere for you guys. But while we are waiting for that, we're just going to kick up the tunes. And again, we'll be resuming as soon as we have that second semi ready. So stick around here on ESL CS, check out some of the other games, of course, and then bring yourself right back for that semifinal, which is going to be FaZe versus either Gambit or Mouse Sports, pending the result of the other match. Back in a few, guys.